Okay, how about the good of the cause? We always start with our student.
I always do that.
Michelle, this is your last meeting with us?
My speaking points tonight are entitled Swan Song.
Does that go with the swan dance?
But I won't sing.
Does that go with the swan dance? No dance?
So I thought that it would be symbolic to, before this meeting, go online and stalk myself a bit and find my first meeting that we have videotaped. And I went back and I watched the whole thing and I shuddered because I was so nervous and I was a wreck and I just didn't know what to expect and I was shaking. I'm sure if I had raised my hand, you would have seen this or something like that. And I just compared it to the way I feel right now. I feel more like, after all of the meetings I've been to and all the times we've all spoken together, I feel more like you guys are my parents and I'm sitting at my dinner table and you just asked me how was my day at school. And I'm just telling you how my day was.
I like to think older brother.
I was calling a coworker. I wasn't even going with it.
All right, I could shut the parents.
Hey, you guys are my friends. We're all
We're the
at
parents.
Grandma. I'm grandma.
Mother.
Not at all. So I think that life is like about learning and learning from your experiences and learning from what other people tell you and applying them in the next time you do something. And I think that having the opportunity to be on the Board of Ed has taught me and brought me the opportunity to expand my mind to so many important skills for the bigger world that's out there outside of high school. For example, how to gather large thoughts, how to put them into words. I think that's so hard to do, and through my experience here, I think I've really been able to compact my words because I always have a lot to say. Being punctual. I don't think I've ever really learned how to be on time, and I think it's really important to be on time. Speaking publicly. I used to have to do a lot of tongue twisters, like Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear, Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair, Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't Fuzzy Wuzzy. See, I just stuttered.
You're getting him very nervous.
Interpersonal skills. I feel like now I'm more at ease conversationally. I feel like I can talk to people and balance the conversation really well. And of course, I've also learned how to make people of another generation have a laugh and share a laugh together.
You've also learned to make some of us cry.
I would love to take this moment to thank you guys for being so nice to me, so casual. You really don't bring out the nerves in people. You bring out the greatest light that is in someone, and you're also nice and educated. And it's been such a pleasure to absorb some of the knowledge that you radiate towards me. I would also like to thank Miss Ryan, who is right here. She has been my mentor through most of high school, and I took her biology class sophomore year, and she taught me that it's not about passing the test, it's about using the knowledge that you learned in a class in the real world. And I try to apply that every day, and I appreciate you for supporting me on the Board of Ed. Thank you so much. Amazing woman. I would also like to thank Dr. Vanilla, who is honestly constantly preparing me for the next leg of this position, and always prepares me for what's coming up. And even though I've been kind of uneasy the past few weeks because my graduation gown and cap are staring at me in the closet, tonight I'm pretty not uneasy because I'm very confident in the next Board of Ed liaison, and he's sitting right here, and he's a very well-dressed, well-spoken, intelligent young man. So I think that it's a good time for you to meet him.
And his name?
This is Papa, guys.
Yeah, hi, I'm Papa Yao Century, and I'm going to be your student representative for the upcoming year. Before I start, I'd just like to thank Michelle for everything she's done this past year. She's done a fantastic job. It's like she set such a high bar for me to live up to, and I hope I can emulate her to the best of my abilities. As I move forward with the board, I hope I can just do a really good job and be the best board representative I can be. And if there's anything you guys need from me or anything you guys think I should do, just tell me. I'm open and receptive to everything, and I hope we can work together in the upcoming year. Thank you.
I was going to say, from the sounds of it, some public speaking
Yeah.
teaching would be very good. You become more and more articulate every year, and you're just leaving the junior year, right?
Yeah,
Wow. Incredibly well-spoken. Well, welcome.
thank you, thank you.
Well, we have had a taste of him through
Yes.
the spring.
Yeah,
It's a
we've
pleasure
seen him for
then.
quite a few awards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
Happy
you,
to see you back.
thank you.
Well, Michelle, just before you pass the reign or the crown, I don't see any crown.
Torch.
Torch. I just want you to, you're very eloquent, you're intelligent, motivational, and entertaining. And I just think that you're one of those people who's the true embodiment of everything that we do well here in East Brunswick. And I have no doubt, I don't think any of us have any doubt, that you're going to be extraordinarily successful. You've got all the tools you need to do that. And you're always welcome back here in East Brunswick. And I also want to welcome Papa to the Board
Thank
of
you.
Ed.
Thank you.
I have no doubt already, it hasn't even started yet, that you'll be following some pretty big shoes, but I think you'll be able to fill them.
Thank you, thank you.
And I want to thank Michelle, too, because I get to see her in the high school during the day, and she is an excellent representative for the entire Board of Education throughout the student day and with the student body at a variety of functions. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you so much. I feel so warm inside. Thank you.
Ms. Becker?
We said a whole bunch of really nice things about you last meeting when you got your resolution. So that's the reason why you're not hearing from everybody. If you remember, but leave you with this. Some student representatives merely warm the seat. Others leave their mark. You left your mark, honey.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I look forward to having the pleasure of handing you your diploma tomorrow, so.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
Well, I was not here last meeting, but I do thank you for being a window into the high school. As Mrs. Becker points out, you do with this role what you want, but you have been a window into what's been going on, and really a very delightful one. And I appreciate that.
Thank you, Mr. Simmons.
Okay. Is there any other comments from the Good for the Cause? Mrs. Shaw?
I, along with several of my colleagues, did attend the State of the District speech last week. I thought it was an impressive and a great way for us to continue to improve our communication with families and the community at large. And I congratulate Dr. Gillespie for doing such a great job with that, and a very professional, what should we call that?
Network TV quality?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Simmons. It truly was. And I liked the microphone on the jacket so that he could move around and.
It was cool.
Anyway, very, very well done program. Secondly, I would like to mention, much to, my disappointment, that we will no longer be receiving paper agendas via courier. And I would like to thank all of the couriers over the years who have come to my home every Friday evening, or sometimes a Monday, sometimes a Tuesday or a Wednesday if they forgot a couple of items. But anyway, these folks have made sure that we had the materials that we needed in order to hopefully have an informed discussion about them here in our public meetings. So a tip of the hat to all the couriers.
Hear, hear.
Dr. Khan?
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Simmons?
On that, Mrs. Shaw, we had one individual in the district, she hasn't delivered in some time. She used to bring my dog biscuits.
I was just going to say that.
It was the greatest.
The dog is going to be so
Yes.
disappointed.
Well, maybe-
Babs and Eddie loved it because they were the big ones,
Yeah,
not the mini
right.
ones.
Maybe we should get drones to drop them on. I was just going to say, further to Mrs. Shaw's discussion of the great state of the district, Can anybody believe it's been a year now since our new superintendent has come here? And the buildings are still standing, I should note. It was a very fast year. I don't know about anybody else, but I just remember starting the school year.
Has it been a fast
It
year?
has been extremely fast. Light speed, I would say.
I was putting you on the spot to continue, but go ahead. You did such a good job with the televised State of the District, I thought. Got to mention 1 year already.
Thank you.
We promise you wouldn't be bored.
Not bored, no.
Mrs. Lax?
Okay, so I have to be completely selfish for a minute and just tell you, because I don't know if anyone realizes, Memorial School had Jax yesterday. So I know we've had her at Hammersholt, and she was kind enough to go to Churchill, but Memorial was fortunate enough to have her for their end-of-year assembly. So I apologize for being a little selfish, but she did come back, and she did come see the students and talk about what it was like being a Memorial student. A lot of her old teachers were there. They actually did a presentation for her. She spent over an hour with the kids. It was a surprise. No one knew she was coming. And she sang. Not only did she sing to the kids, she had some of the kids sing with her. She brought a little boy up on stage who sang with her. And then 3 of the little girls actually stood up and sang to her. And then she sat down in the middle of the cafeteria, sat down with the kids and took questions, hugged everyone. I mean, just all the things you saw at Hammersholt and everywhere else. So she's a good kid. So I'm proud to say she's from East Brunswick.
Yeah, she's
and
a
I'm
good kid.
proud to say she's a Memorial alumni. And she was great. So yeah, so I'm sorry, my little
Let me get the
selfish
connection.
moment.
Okay.
I'm sorry, yes, for those of you who did not know, she did go to Hammersholt last, but she went to Memorial first.
Mrs. Chu?
So since you all mentioned the Courier, I have to share with you, the first time I heard about Board Run, I read it and I had to ask, I think I asked Dr. Valesky, I said, what is a Board Run? I thought it was a race we had to do. So I'm glad as a non-athletic person that we didn't have to do a Board Run. But I did want to say I had the opportunity to stop by Relay for Life over the weekend and spend some time there, and I really wanted to congratulate EBEA for a tremendous fundraising effort, and the effort of the teachers that supported it, absolutely wonderful.
There any other? Yes, Mr. Philipchuk.
It was a very busy morning. Earlier this morning, I had the 5th grade achievement certificate award ceremony at Chittick. There were some wonderful areas that they recognized the students. There was the orchestra, the band, the chorus, art, safety patrol, student council, Kids Connect, the National Geographic Olympia, and the National Math Olympia, Outstanding Achievement, and Most Improved Writer. As Dr. Valesky mentioned before, in his superintendent report, there was also, Chittick had their school 5th grade moving up ceremony roughly about 2 hours ago at Hammersholt. And I wanted to thank all of the parents, the teachers that helped in the planning of the event. Overall, it was a wonderful event, and I held it together until the last very moment where they showed pictures of all the children from every time they came into the school system. So they showed pictures of your child from the 5th grade going on, that they showed kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, and it was a wonderful event, and I just appreciate all the teachers and all the parents that helped make that event happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. McAvoy.
Just a final shout out to all of our crossing guards. The crossing guards are not part of the collective bargaining unit that works with the EBEA. They work for the township. And there are probably, I don't have a number for you, dozens upon dozens upon dozens of men and women who are at the streets, in front of the school, off the beaten path to make sure that your sons and daughters cross the street and arrive at school safe. I'm sure there is a formal day in which the township recognizes our crossing guards, but as we conclude the school year, I just want to make sure that they understand that this Board of Education is extremely proud of them and thankful to them. Dr. Cohen.
Thank you. Any other comments? Well, we do have a need for closed session, so I'd like to move that the Board of Education approve the following resolution. Whereas the Board of Education must discuss matters which are not appropriate for discussion in a public meeting, and whereas these subjects are within the exceptions of the Open Public Meetings Act and are permitted to be discussed in closed session pursuant to NJSA 10412B, and whereas pursuant to NJSA 10412B subsection 7, any pending or anticipated litigation or contract negotiation other than in subsection B4 in which a public body is or may become party, any matters falling with the attorney-client privilege to the extent that confidentiality is required in order for the attorney to exercise his ethical duties as a lawyer. The nature of the matter described as specifically as possible without undermining the need of confidentiality is legal advice regarding the Board of Education members' communications and legal advice regarding school-related incident. Pursuant to NJSA 10412B subsection 8, any matter involving the employment, appointment, termination of employment, terms or conditions of the employment, evaluation of the performance of, promotion, or discipline of any specific prospective public officer or employee or current public officer or employee employed or appointed by a public body, unless the individual employees or appointees whose rights could be adversely affected request in writing that such matter or matters be discussed at a public meeting. The nature of the matters described as specifically as possible without undermining the need for confidentiality are the employees' numbers listed in your agenda. Whereas the length of the closed session is estimated to be 30 minutes, after which the public meeting of the board shall reconvene and immediately adjourn, proceed with the business where formal action will be taken. Now therefore be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education will recess into closed session for only the aforesaid subject, and that be it further resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education hereby declares that its discussion of the aforesaid subjects will be made public at a time when the public's interest in disclosure is greater than any privacy or governmental interest being protected from disclosure in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act.
So moved.
Mrs. Becker, Mrs. Howard. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed or abstentions? Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much.